Welcome to Castrol Active Champions, a series of programs where we're looking at some of the finest to have played the game. And today we're going to look at someone I absolutely enjoyed watching. In cricket, we often talk about who was closest to Bradman, who was Bradman-esque, and so many names keep getting thrown around. But the one who genuinely came closest to that was actually Ricky Ponting. In the period from 2002 to 2004 in Test cricket, he averaged almost 85. He used to repeat that feat between 2004 and 2006, where he was just a tad over 75 in that period. It was also a period when he played his 100th Test. Now, most champions dream of representing their country 100 times. To then not just play that game, but go out and perform, score a century in each innings, makes you a very special player. Ricky Ponting was very special. He epitomized the spirit of Australian cricket, and in many ways, he protected that spirit, much like Castrol Active's Actibonds continuously protect your bike engine, whether running or off. I first saw proof of Ricky Ponting's ability to protect his side at the 2003 World Cup. Remember, Australia were defending champions. They came there with a huge reputation, but they also came with a couple of problems. Their two lead batsmen, well, among the lead batsmen, Michael Bevan was out with injury for a couple of games. Darren Lehmann was out on suspension. And then just before their first game against Pakistan, they received the staggering news that Shane Warne would go back having failed a drug test. Now, you're literally talking of three champion players. In Warne's case, a legend, the other two champion limited overs players, and suddenly you're taking the field without them. Defending champions, your first two games are against two top limited over sides, Pakistan and India. That morning, Australia could have been in turmoil, but it was up to the captain to show the way because he had backed a player. Ricky Ponting and Andrew Symonds were not just friends, but Ponting continuously protected Symonds from the vicissitudes of all that was happening around, because Symonds could be a slightly fragile character. And the story goes that the selectors actually picked 14 and left the choice of the 15th to Ponting. Ponting insisted on Symonds. When all of a sudden a place opened up in the Australian side, Andrew Symonds was given a pivotal batting position. Australia won that game, beat India, and except for a little hiccup against England, but they won that game as well. They absolutely coasted through the 2003 World Cup with Ponting himself making that, well, for us Indians, heart-rending century in the final. Ricky Ponting at 2003 was in many ways at the height of his powers. One of the problems with having champions around your team is that the teammates, the younger players, can often be overawed. It's often mentioned of Tendulkar that he went up to players and made them feel at home because they sort of gaped at him. You know, you're sitting in a change room with Tendulkar. When Ricky Ponting first came to the IPL in 2008, he carried that kind of aura as well. And as Joy Bhattacharya tells us, he took the lead in ensuring that that didn't come in the way.
The one thing that I saw when he walked into KKR the first time, and this was after about 7-8 years I was seeing him, walked into the KKR camp, walked straight in, before even speaking to the international players, and there were a lot of them out there, he went straight to the Indian players and said, "Hi, you're Lakshmi, I'm Joy, I'm Ricky Ponting, I'm so and so." Each of those junior players, he went and introduced himself to them. And you know why? Because he knew that they would never have the courage to come and introduce themselves to him.
And then Ricky Ponting returned to the IPL in 2013. By now he's finished with international cricket, but he's still Ricky Ponting, you know, and he's come to the Mumbai Indians. His captain is leading the side. Ponting and Tendulkar are opening the batting and everyone's going wow. And suddenly midway through we realize that Ponting's just not scored enough runs. He'd only made 52 from his first 6 innings. But Ponting, whether he was captain of Australia or of Mumbai Indians, was always a protector of the spirit within the side. And Ponting put his hand up and said, "I'm not scoring enough to warrant a place in the side, and therefore I don't think I should be playing." And Ponting dropped himself, and in doing so sent a message to everybody else saying, if you're not playing, then your place is not secure because the person who's in form will get a game. As it turned out, the Mumbai Indians went on to win the IPL in 2013, the first time they had When Ponting gave up the captaincy, they appointed Rohit Sharma as captain. It was to be a move that benefited them enormously. But Rohit Sharma talks about how much Ricky Ponting actually helped him behind the scenes as a young captain coming through. And that's a quality I think that the genuine champions possess. Ponting displayed that quality of champions then, that you not only protect your own form, your own place in the side, but you also protect other people around you. You protect the spirit with which the team goes out and plays. And that is why they said that when you played Australia, you got the feeling that you were playing against an entire team, not just the individuals who you were up against. To that extent, Ponting epitomized what sport is all about, as indeed Castrol Active does with its Actibonds that continuously protect your bike engine, whether it's running or it's off. I hope you enjoyed that little bit on Ricky Ponting. I enjoyed watching him bat. That front foot pull was a shot all his own. And I do believe that in the years ahead, Ponting will play a big part in nurturing young players around the world. Not just in Australia, because of the T20 leagues, you end up doing that to players all around the world. So there you are. That was Ricky Ponting on Castrol Active Champions. Many more to come in the weeks ahead.